Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Chili Games, obviously. So, I feel like I've been giving a lot of criticism towards some ships, especially Wichita, for just being somewhat, I don't know, just kind of easy to play, and it's only because of how it is implemented in the game. The biggest thing for me with Wichita is, compared to the Baltimore, is the Citadel sits lower in the water, and it is insanely hard to hit consistently. And it can be the most frustrating thing in the game where you see a Wichita making the bad play, showing broadside, and you're just getting basically nothing in return other than overpins. So I was like, you know what? If I'm going to claim that this ship is, I kind of want to say overpowered, but it's just, it wouldn't be overpowered if the Citadel was just standard like Baltimore. It would have an easy counter. Show broadside, you go boom, basically. So I was like, you know what? Let me just play the ship again and see like what it feels like. And it like this game actually came out of nowhere. This is my, I think, fourth game of the night, and I played it in AI to get the premium mission. And I was like, you know what? Like, I just need to play it one time, or maybe see if I can get a game with it and see if I can make a commentary on it. And this game happened. Literally the first game I played, and I was like, okay, it is there. And I actually, if once we get later on into the video, I was fully, I 100% thought this was a loss. And when the in-game numbers came up, I was like, whoa, we actually won this game. Like, I was like, the last 30 seconds of the game, I was like, it's a loss, it's fine. So I guess, what is the Wichita good at? Well, right here we have a Hood and we have a Roma, which is absolutely perfect for me. They cannot overmatch my bow, and I'm going to be able to do a lot of damage to them while they get basically nothing. The Hood is actually shooting HE, which is, I mean, I guess against the Wichita, it is probably his best option. But I forget who ran the numbers on it, but Hood has some of the, I think it's almost the worst HE DPM at tier 6 for a battleship. So it's definitely not the ship that you want to be spamming HE. And if you want to do that, you can get away with it with Nelson and the King George. But Hood is just not, you need to be trying to focus on kind of a distant play style. This guy is definitely way too pushed in. And the same goes for the Vanguard. You're a big ship. You don't turn the greatest. Well, Hood actually turns pretty well, actually. It has some pretty good maneuverability for its size. But it is absolutely not a brawler. But this was kind of where I was like, okay, like, I'm doing fine. We're doing decent. I'm not taking too much damage. But I'm also about to back down 2 battleships and a cruiser, and I'm not the most comfortable in the situation, so I'm trying to edge around this island here, trying to minimize as much damage as possible. But I was also looking back behind me because there's a battleship, and I was like, okay, where is that guy? I don't want to get broadsided here. So, trying to do my best here to keep all my guns firing, but also keep it just a 1v1. I definitely don't want to be facing off against this Roma right now. So, sticking with AP, something that happened in the AI game, I was probably 5 kilometers away from an Amagi, and I completely broke its turret, like, in one salvo. I was like, oh my god. So that is one of the things that I really don't do in this game, especially, like, I always resort to HE if I was in a position like that with the Hood. But I'm definitely more inclined to shoot HE or AP at the turrets because, well, especially cruiser versus cruiser, knocking out turrets is absolutely huge, and you can do very well with these guns and the reload. So back to reload, or back to Wichita. I am running Scott. I'm not running fully packed. As you see, I only have 2 consumables. I'm actually running the refill station for minus 7% reload on my build. This gives me 8.2 second reload. So in my opinion, Wichita makes the Martel kind of pointless. You have basically the same fire chance. I think it's like 1% lower than Martel. You have the exact same fire rate, but your biggest thing is you have bow armor, and you also have a radar, which is, if you want to win games, radar cruisers are definitely the solo pick. They are just, they do so well in every aspect of the game, for winning, that is. So with help from that battleship, I was able to not take all the force, because I probably could have taken those 2 guys, but I would have lost a lot more HP in that fight. So as you'll see here, I'm not really too afraid to give broadside, also because I saw that first shot from the Leon was HE, so I assume that he's still shooting HE. And I want to get this guy off the board as quick as possible. And again, he's shooting HE, not going for me, so basically this is free damage for me, trying to get this guy off the board with all my guns as quick as possible. Switch to the HE because I know that he doesn't have a damage con. All I need to do now is basically kill this guy before he gets any return salvos, so I can minimize the damage, because if you see, our flank behind us is really struggling at that cap, and we're in this cap here, which is good. Our DD's playing the cap, which is nice, but we really need to kill this guy and start focusing our efforts towards the spawn behind us. Leon has a fire on it as well, and the Bismarck did actually pretty well. I think he got all 3 of those kills. He definitely played his part there. So a big thank you to him. If I was having to 1v3 that would have been a lot more difficult, but still. This thing, Wichita can be an absolute HE menace. It's just, in my opinion, the radar cruiser version of the Martel, and it's just, it's so good. And a big difference is obviously the Citadel. Martel gets Citadel like crazy. You lose the engine a lot. You can play Wichita a lot safer, but also you know, keep your guns firing. And obviously I couldn't have played that like I played the Wichita there. If I was in a Martel, I would not have been able to hold that spot and make those 2 battleships basically useless. I have nothing better to shoot at right now, and sorry if I'm a little winded. I'm not sure why I'm winded right now. It's super late, but I'm not tired for some reason. So we're making this video. A good point was brought up to me on the stream the other day. Since I have time right now, and I'm gonna be busy next week with school, so kind of now is my time to make these videos so that I can schedule them to come out. So I was like, you know what, let me just play a little bit, let me try and get a commentary, and just keep it going here. The Otago is broadside, so I elect to shoot AP. This range can get kind of iffy. I think a big difference between the Baltimore and the Wichita as well is the dispersion for Wichita definitely feels a lot worse. And obviously the Akatsuki is making a daring try on our Jean Bart there. Great play on the Jean Bart to kill that destroyer. I really couldn't go all the way out there to help him there, because I would have been putting myself right in front of the Vladivostok, and the Vladivostok is definitely not a ship that I want to face, because I don't, as difficult as this thing is to Citadel, I seem to always get Citadel, so I don't, even though I know the best option is to just sail broadside to battleships like that, I hate doing it because I feel like I'm going to get smacked every time. But I like to put my money where my mouth is later in the game, and you'll see it, and it's just like, man, this is dumb. This range, however, the Otago's in a, I'm not sure what that Otago's doing, but he's He has no idea where I am. Take that follow-up shot, get a Citadel, and we end up killing him. The Akatsuki, for some reason, is still spotted here. Quite a dangerous move, peeling out broadside like I am, but I want to get on my guns to kill this guy before he goes. I don't want to use that radar right now because I don't know where the other DD is now. I guess, oh, never mind, he's up there. But we have our radar ready to go. And I wasn't actually paying attention until I saw these. I should have been paying more attention because I should have assumed that the Akatsuki was shooting torpedoes there. But what we need to do right now is that Belfast, I feel like, has been in the smoke for like 15 minutes. That smoke has been there like so long. So what I could be doing right now is obviously shooting the Vladivostok, but we need the cap here. So I'm going to keep my guns trained with AP in case this Belfast does come out here so I can kill him. But I'm also not going to shoot at that Vladivostok if I don't have to, so I can secure this cap as well. Sorry. Still a little bit congested from COVID. My brother's a nurse, and I was asking him, I was like, what are these symptoms going to be like? He's like, well, you know, I'm done with all the heavy symptoms like the fevers and all that kind of stuff. But he said a cough and a congestion can last for quite a while, and even loss of taste and smell can last for months, which I thought is crazy. I don't have any of that, so I guess I can count myself pretty lucky. As soon as I realized that the Vladivostok has spotted our DD and his guns are trying that we have secured this cap, I elect to open up on this Vladivostok because I know that since the Akatsuki is an open water shooting, he's probably going to die. So I need to squeak out as much damage as I can on this Vladivostok here in case this comes down to a 1v1 versus him. Which, since our friendly destroyer just died there, that's exactly what's going to happen. And here's where I was really nervous. I was like, okay, I need to get to this gap. I'm going for the cap over there. Do I stay broadside and test out the Citadel for myself and put the game on the line? Or, you know, do I turn in? In any other cruiser, I probably would have tried to dodge or turn in, but I kept my speed going. And luckily we scathed out of that when he hits the rocks, so we got lucky there. And it's about here where I realized that, you know, this game, for me to win, this game is going to have to be a throw. I have the AP loaded because the Belfast was spotted pretty close to here. I'm pretty confident that I could kill the Belfast because Wichita basically has a very similar reload. But also, I just realized that B cap also was left, so I think there's a DD close, or I'm hoping at least. I need these guys to throw heavy, and as soon as I shoot, the Akatsuki shows up. So honestly, right here with Wichita, I'm not too scared. I have my throttle full, and as soon as he turns broadside to shoot his torps, I cut it hard to the left, cut my engines, and hopefully he shot his torpedoes ahead of me, and that's exactly what he did. So again, the reload on this thing is insane, and in 2 salvos that Akatsuki was dead. So it's here that I realized that, okay, Akatsuki's dead. The Vladivostok is either going to come this way, which I'm pointing, or he's going to come to my front, which is probably the worst spot, because if the Vladivostok comes straight ahead of me, then he can definitely overmatch me and Citadel me. That's going to be his best bet. And I was very surprised at this Belfast ability to blind fire, because he was resetting me. I was like, man, I really need this cap. And then lo and behold, as soon as I angled just a little bit, the Vladivostok comes, and this could have been an absolute kill shot. The Citadel is very, very vulnerable to battleship AP when you're angled like that, especially ones that can overmatch. So if you angle in this thing versus a battleship, you're more likely, honestly, to get Citadel, because that makes your Citadel a little bit longer for their shells to travel through. So we randomly get a fire from one of our secondaries, and I had no idea at this point that we were in the lead. but the Belfast is, I 100% thought the Belfast won this game. I was like, well, that sucks. We actually kind of pulled it off. And game ends. And what I didn't realize was that from killing the Akatsuki and also having the cap advantage and also killing the Vladivostok, we went ahead on points. So that is my bi-monthly Wichita game. It's an incredibly strong ship. If you have it, it kind of makes Baltimore kind of pointless. It's just Wichita checks off so many good areas to win a game. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.